just one of the most beautiful campsites I've ever seen in my entire life. It is absolutely stunning out here, and you can see why behind me. So I wanted to talk for a minute about conspiracy theories, because I'm getting a lot of emails from people every time there's a event, disasters, anything like that. I always get a flurry of emails from people saying, oh, this is, the deep state, this is the whatever. I get these conspiracy theories. And I'm not here to say that, I call it a conspiracy to say that the election in 2020 was not legit. But I feel from my own experience that there were some serious problems with that election in the United States. But suffice theory, will just look for a conspiracy theory to sort of corroborate their own biases, or what they would really like to be true, their own beliefs. And I want to talk about what just recently, as the president of Iran died in a helicopter crash, flying in mountainous terrain, in the fog, in an old helicopter that was overloaded, getting dark. Pretty simple. And we've gone through that. You can go back and watch the lives I've done over the last day or two talking about that event and explaining each of those red flags, bad weather. That's pretty overloaded stuff. And yet I'm still getting email from people saying, well, there was an airplane from the United States, a C-17, that flew to Azerbaijan, and it's the first time in a year that a plane has landed from the United States in Azerbaijan. All that stuff, and missiles, and they're up in Azerbaijan to shoot down that helicopter. Okay. I'm not saying that's completely outside the realm of possibility, but it's very, very, very unlikely. The U.S. government, Joe Biden, actually likes the Iranians, is trying to make friends with the Iranians. Why would we kill off the Iranian president? Number two, it's been a long-standing policy from Western nations, especially the United States, that we don't assassinate heads that open up a tit for tat and make it more likely for an attempt on our president. Number three, it would have been the helicopter was not in Azerbaijan. It was in East Azerbaijan. Open meeting with some officials near the border, of course, but we didn't. The president of Iran was not flying around in Azerbaijan, and it ignores the most obvious things, which I've already covered. Of just they don't need weather at high altitude. It's overloaded, and it's an old helicopter. They don't need that. It's just very simple. We get the same thing with October 7th. I've had friends of mine who are still convinced that the government of Israel coordinated with to get them to come in and kill a bunch of Israelis to save Benjamin Netanyahu's career. That's a stretch, to say the least. And the fact that it took 7 hours for people to respond to the Hamas, to competence and arrogance and pride. And it doesn't need to have a conspiracy to where you have the Netanyahu government coordinating with Hamas to make this happen. You don't need Benjamin Netanyahu to tell them it's okay to come in and kill Israelis. I mean, that you've got to really stretch your mind to get to that point. Some people say, well, they did it because they want to dig a canal from the Red Sea all the way across. Nobody wants God If they wanted to dig a canal, which would be virtually impossible, it would be unbelievably expensive. If they wanted to dig a canal, they could go right to the port of Ashdod, or which is just north of you know. Do you think that they're going to justify murdering 2.5 million people for a canal? Do you think the world would let them get away with that? This is really far out there. Want to look for these sometimes far-fetched, sometimes absolutely alien, other planetary, ridiculous conspiracy theories. What is it that makes people want to a list of 6 that would make why people might tend to look for conspiracy theories or want to believe them? Number one is a sense of control. If you can come up with a reason that some things in a very uncertain world, it can make you feel like you've got more control over the situation, or at least maybe you can make sense of it better. It helps you to put it into a, and so many people just because like, why would this happen? Why would that happen? Why did almost virtually all of the rockets and or missiles and drones that Iran fired at land in areas that anybody? And that seems almost supernatural in its, I mean, how could they fire 300 drones and missiles at Israel and none of them hit anything important? Oh, well, they meant that because they've been secretly coordinating with the, Israelis to make it look like, war theater, something like that. When the simple answer is incompetence happened because, and, very good technology on the part of the Israelis, right? That's a simple answer. Distrust of authority. This is a big one. I think that a lot of people engage in conspiracy theories because they really, really, really distrust anything that comes, anything that's put out by the administration. That Muppet Karine Jean-Pierre, whatever she says has to be wrong. And I'm guilty of this because, I mean, it's really hard to believe her, especially one of the worst press secretaries. So our distrust of authority makes it easier for us to believe really far-fetched, other explanations that don't require us the administration. Okay. So can you guys hear me okay? Some people are saying that the audio is cutting out. It might be just the wind because it is a little bit breezy out here. You can see the camera shaking just a little bit. But number 3 is confirmation bias. It's without a doubt already have decided what they believe about what's happening in the world. They've already decided what they're going to believe about that. And so they are going to believe any conspiracy theory that just and so that confirmation bias makes them immediately jump on any theory that is going to go along with what the Biden administration is trying to destroy the world, or the Biden administration is in bed with Volodymyr Zelensky and is, coordinating with him to funnel money to the Democrat. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. I'll check the internet and see if there's. I'm not sure there's anything I can do about the internet here. Number 4 is a desire for uniqueness. People want to be, they want to be able to talk to their friends, and it's kind of a knowledge that you don't know. I know some secret knowledge, and that makes me special. So it can't be the simple answer because everybody knows the simple answer. Done some research, watched InfoWars, or I listened to this guy over here, that guy over there, and he's claiming this or that. That's the secret bioweapons labs in Ukraine. Simple answer. Laboratories all around the world to try to help them upgrade their capabilities so that they can tell the difference between a natural strain of anthrax, for example, and a weaponized strain of anthrax. So, really, Eric Prince mentioned my adventures. That's cool. So that desire for uniqueness is something that a lot of people will. Oversimplification is the real answer is actually kind of complex. You have to really have a deep understanding of the geopolitical environment to, you know, have to get why something happened. Conspiracy theory far simpler for us in our mind, and so we just gravitate toward that. And the big one I think is it's an emotional appeal. Sometimes, like I say, we believe things that we like to believe things that help our team. We like to believe things that confirm our biases, that make us feel better about being on the Republic that are. And so we're gonna like we can't allow ourselves to believe something that the president said because we don't like this president. Well, it is possible for this president to do the right thing for the wrong reason, but even if he doesn't mean to. I mean, our president is a potted plant at this point, you know. As they say, even a blind hog finds an acorn once in a while. I would just submit to you this. There's a maxim that's called Occam's razor. Occam's razor, and I don't know why they call it a razor. It's just like it's a maxim. It's a proverb. It's a worldview. The right answer. If you have to tie yourself up in knots, wow, thank you very much for the, somebody just sent $100. Whoop. If you have to, thank you, California human, very kind. I appreciate you. Like mental gymnastics to get to a reason for why something happened, you're probably overthinking the problem. Usually the simplest answer is the right answer. And if the simplest answer is bias, even if it was put out by the president you don't like, even if it doesn't give you the ability to know something, usually the right one. And that's how I try to live my life. Now, look, all of that said, I want you to understand that I do believe that there is a grand conspiracy to destroy the world and to destroy you and me. But that grand Templars, Bilderbergs, or the Democratic Party, that conspiracy goes way higher than that, much higher than that, to an angel of light. His name is Lucifer. or the direct that he has captured and made his hostages, his slaves. It says in 2 Timothy, they have been taken captive by the devil to do his will. So when I think of George Soros, when I think of Joe Biden, people, Ilham Aliyev, a lot of the politicians around the world, I think of people who have been taken captive by the devil to do his will. And the devil is orchestrating a grand deception against all of us, against the way he's very on it for thousands of years. But we can take solace in the fact that the God of the universe, the omnipotent, all-knowing, all-loving God is on his throne, and he will throw, and we can the story. We win, he loses. And that's what I wanted to leave you with today. I just wanted to do a very short live. I know it's bad connection. It's middle of the night for many of you. I got a lot to do today, but hope. The devil is trying to destroy you and to destroy us. But in the end, God is sovereign and we can trust him. So take that to the bank, folks. God bless you. Thank you very much.